I think, let me get this set up. I think that you train, whatever the training is, whether you're learning a skill, you're driving iron, working out in the gym with the weights, whatever it is, you train to be on edge. That means to take it very seriously. A morbid seriousness, if you will. The concentration, the focus, the determination has to be there. But I like the idea that you train to be on edge. Not the type of being on edge that makes you nervous or raises the blood pressure unnecessarily. In other words, fear raises the blood pressure. Anxiety raises the blood pressure. But this determination that puts you on edge for the training, it's a different type of raising of the blood pressure. It's one that's under your control. You're the master of that. True grit. You have to be ready to take on the crises of the day, bit by bit, to challenge it, to become immersed in it requires being on edge. Not nervous. Always being in perfect, logical, intelligent control of that being on edge. That means the ability to ask questions of yourself, to interrogate yourself, to prosecute yourself, to keep records of progress being made, or reversals where the progress has been halted, and then you have to figure out the reason why that progress has been halted, what happened, what went wrong. But regardless of anything, you're always in control of the process, mentally and physically. And it's all about fighting. Physically, socially. You're always fighting for confirmation, recognition, and for a shot at it. That requires preparation. And that requires very good intel. That requires the absolute total ability to establish a rapport, to get the information, the facts, the feedback that is absolutely needed to progress. But whatever you're going for, you've got to come in with the determination and the edge. You have to be very well prepared and take it very seriously. Failure to do so is to watch yourself spiral downhill. You've got to be serious. I don't think I can emphasize that strongly enough. You've got to be very, very serious about what you're doing. If it's a skill, or it's an academic endeavor like philosophy. It's philosophy, you come very well prepared to go to the seminar, to take on the seminar. You've done your assignments perfectly. And then you've challenged yourself, interrogated yourself, prosecuted yourself, to feign out, to discover, I should say, any efforts at self-deception. Delusions of grandeur, you want to find them and smoke them out and identify them. Delusions of grandeur, which is a fake, phony edge. When I say edge, I mean be ready to fight. Be determined to fight. And you earn the confidence as you go. Confidence is like putting a slice of bread in the loaf one at a time. It builds on itself. It's cumulative. Confidence has to be forged in a hot crucible. It's grafted on until it becomes part of your DNA. And it has to be done under the individual's self-sufficiency and self-responsibility. In other words, don't need me. It's the true strength development. It's the true stamina and endurance. They tell you when you fall down, get up from the fall and fight back, but nobody tells you how, specifically, the nuts and bolts of it. And before you can fall down in the right way, you have to be trained to fall in the right way. If it's natural, no good. You gotta be trained how to fall in the right way. That means physically, that means socially in the arena, where you're gonna be under heavy competition. If there's any such thing as rights, you gotta fight for them. They don't come gratis. Each has their own. None has the time. You have to know how to survive in the jungle. Kill or be killed, figuratively and literally. I think the most important thing is to not let anybody get away with anything. They tell you in philosophy class, if it's a good class, good seminar, when you get up and make your presentation, you don't let that student get away with anything. If you disagree with him, you call him out, you question him until it's crystal clear. That's everything. Clarity is everything. Don't let him get away with anything. That requires him to be, and it requires you to be perfectly prepared, be ready, be set, be ready. Nothing should catch you by surprise. I think that's really the key. You don't want anything to catch you by surprise, to get mastered, to become the master of the startle response. You have to be able to read the situation, read your social opposite. The scene can change very quickly. What appears to be a friendship can quickly turn into something you never expected, but you were ready for it. You knew the possibility could occur, and you were set, you were ready. That's a pride. Now you can walk around with true power and true grit. You're not afraid of anything. That doesn't mean you're invulnerable. That doesn't mean you won't find a lot of others out there who are much better than you are. But none of that matters. As long as you represent yourself in the most powerful way possible. And whatever occurs, you go back to the drawing board. You find out what went wrong. What mistake did I make? Where did I leave myself vulnerable? Where did I give certain social performers the wrong first premises from which now they were able to victimize me? What did I say? What did I do? What was my posture like? What was my tone of voice like? There's a lot of questions you have to put to yourself 24/7. Everything is a teaching moment. And I look at it that way. I think it's not important whether you win or lose. It is important that you take full advantage of a teaching moment. What can I learn about myself that I don't know before? That I thought I knew, but I didn't know because I didn't take it into the arena and have it tested where it counts. But now I know. And of course, there's a consequence for it. I paid a price. But it's the fear of that price, running away from that price, running away from those consequences, not wanting to get your feathers ruffled. That's paradoxically the biggest price of all.